Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Sir Meerkat, and welcome back to another stream on the Moto Meerkat channel. How are we all doing today, everyone? Obviously, another day, another livery reveal. This time, a little bit different to kind of like the yesterday stream with Aston Martin. Obviously, with Aston Martin, we had quite the build-up to the stream. It then kind of went wrong a little bit, but we'll forget that. Today's been a little bit different. Obviously, we've got Haas's release today, the old Russia car. I'm just going to pledge my allegiance to Mother Russia quickly before we start the stream. Can we all do the same, please, in chat? Pledge our allegiance to Soviet Russia. But yeah, so they basically just released their livery on Instagram, didn't they? At 8 AM this morning, just whipped it out. So fair enough. I mean, I don't know. It's quite the different livery to last year and, well, definitely to the year before with Rich Energy. So I feel like I might have enjoyed a bit of a more of a welcome party to this new livery. But hey-ho, it's okay. It's fine. And we'll get into talk about it in just a second. If you haven't seen it yet already, I'll stick it up on screen for you now. I'll switch over to my other screen. And there you go. There you have it. That's the new, what was it? The VF21, I believe it is. The Haas VF21. So what do we think? I saw some people saying things in the live chat. I think there's a general consensus between a lot of people that overall the design is like fine. Like it's not anything particularly incredible, but like it's alright. Like I can deal with it. It looks okay, the colours look fine, but it's more the connotations behind the car that people are more disagreeing with, I think. So, what are people saying in the chat? Hello from China. From Formula 1 is the best. Hello, Formula 1 is the best. This is just a BTEC Williams 2020 testing livery. That's, yeah, Jack, I kind of agree with you there. It does look quite similar, doesn't it? We got Russia spam in the chat now, lovely, great. Firstly with an AMG spam, now with a Russian spam. I love to see it. Yeah, BTEC Williams livery, I can see that with the testing. What you mean with it was the Rocket sponsorship, wasn't it, at the start of 2020? It's that kind of colour scheme, isn't it? The red, white, and blue. And a lot of people obviously bringing back the lovely. I've definitely got a tube here. The lovely Aquafresh memes. I guess I can kind of see it. We put it up close to the camera. You can see the livery down there. Looks kind of similar to this. Pop that back over there. So yeah, I can kind of see quite similar to toothpaste. It seems why are so many F1 teams now basing their liveries around toothpaste? Who knows? But yet we haven't seen a toothpaste actual sponsorship. So maybe in the future, maybe someone will actually make use of that and maybe get it in future. But yeah, actually I was not expecting this many people in here. I thought like barely anyone was going to show because there's no live stream. I was like, oh no, it's not going to be bad. But no, we're good. We got loads of people in here. Thank you everyone for jumping on to the Moto Meerkat channel today. If you do end up enjoying the stream, be sure to drop a like on it. Obviously, do really appreciate that. Niels, what have you said? It looks like a BMW W logo. It does. Let me get it. I'm just going to get out my photo on my phone. Yeah, I can see that, to be fair. I understand that. I do quite like, on the side, of what they've done with the colours. Obviously, the red, white, and blue colours of the Russian flag do look quite nice anyway. And I think how they've done it with the design, I do quite like. With how they've gone, so down the side, you can see on screen now, close to the front, sort of where the cockpit is, where the driver is, you can see how the red, white, and blue initially come off the front wing and then go down, go across the bottom, or the red does at least, with the Haas logo, and then back up the side of sort of the rear end of the car. I don't mind it. Like, it's fine. It's quite nice. It's not anything particularly out there, but it's kind of a similar design to something I'd maybe expected from Aston Martin or things like that, where I thought maybe they would have gone for it a little bit more with the things that they had at their disposal. But no, they didn't. But Haas have, so I've got to give them credit for that. And also, the main thing I've got to say on this car that I really like is the number at the back. It looks like Herbie fully loaded, doesn't it? It really looks like Herbie. Maybe the whole car, they based it off Herbie. But yeah, like the 63 on the Herbie car from the movies, it has kind of a similar font and the similar circular style with the white circle with the black text. So I quite like that. I think that looks quite nifty. But overall, it's not a particularly crazy and it's not particularly... it's not anything that could be particularly abhorrent, is it? It's quite a safe livery. It's pretty safe colours. But yeah, it's just kind of what's behind the colours, isn't it, really? But yeah, I'll talk about that in just a second. The Eruption said when this goes bust, they could just switch out Ural Kali for Colgate and the livery could remain the same. It really could, mate. It really could. But honestly, that Ural Kali sponsorship, I think, is Haas really beginning to ramp it up now with pulling out the sport. They've been saying for a couple of years now that Gene Haas is kind of getting a bit of cold feet in Formula 1 because what he hoped he would just sort of bring in the money that he's got and the experience he's got from other series and they would fucking go for it in Formula 1 and absolutely smash it out of the park. Hasn't quite worked out for them, has it? So I feel like the 2022 rule change is the perfect opportunity for him to hop ship, get out while he can, and hopefully earn some money back. So I'm thinking Nikita's coming into this Haas team. I think it's going to be a relatively similar situation to how we have Stroll at Aston Martin, where his father just owns the team and pumps loads of fucking money into it. I think it's probably going to be quite similar with this new Haas venture. I feel like Haas may either sort of next year, maybe not completely drop out, but maybe more sort of have a lower role until they sort of fade out of the team. I think it's probably going to become more of a Ural Kali team for next year. So it'll be interesting to see more teams having more money pumped in and hopefully see more fighting at the top. But equally, do we like that all this money is kind of coming from, well, this one's coming from an oligarch of Russia, and do we like the fact that they're sort of just pumping money in to help their child out? It's a very selfish venture, isn't it? But I guess all kind of ventures are really. It does positively benefit us in some ways, but other ways, not so much. Yeah, the number design is very nice, says Nils. Thank you very much. I did see, I think they've got, oh no, it's further up. Louis Edmonds said, loving the stream. Thank you, Louis. I really appreciate that, mate. That's very nice of you. Very nice of you. Honestly, it looks clean, says CM Punk. Exactly, yeah. There's nothing like I particularly dislike about it. It's pretty clean. It looks alright. It's nothing particularly amazing, but it's not bad. I reckon it's probably going to be a mid-tier one of this launch. But yeah, very much Russia. Rip Shumi, who's now racing for Russia. He's actually changed his nationality for this season. He's going to race under Russia. Although, Ricky Red's here. Hello, mate. Hello, Ricky Red. Hello, sir. Although, some people did bring up an interesting point of the fact of that Russia, well, Nikita currently can't race under the Russian flag because of, well, how shady Russia are, and they've been done for doping and other sports. I think it was in some Olympic stuff. I'm not fully clued up in the situation, as you can probably tell. But for the next, 2 years, I believe it is, or next few years, they're not allowed to use the Russian flag when they're racing. Like, any sportsman in any sport cannot use it. So how is this going to work? Because he's not running under the flag. He will be running under a neutral flag. But the whole car is a Russian flag. So, like, I know it's not specific. I think that's how they're probably going to get around it. There's not a Russian flag specifically anywhere on the car. So that's probably going to probably going to be how they get around that. But it's pretty fucking obvious what it is. Like, comme ci, comme ça, like, yeah. It's fair enough. I see what they're... Yeah, Gianni said, what flag will Nikita drive for then? Just under neutral. He'll just have a white flag, I assume. Or possibly... Well, it's not the Olympics. When they're neutral in the Olympics, they run under an Olympic flag. So they'll just run under the rings. So I don't know what they're doing in Formula 1, but I would have assumed it would be white. Just for nothing. But maybe they'll just do like a world on it. I don't know. But let's be honest. The only real reason where that's going to matter is if Nikita Mazepin's on the podium. And I think we'll all go fucking mental if a Haas is on the podium this year. It's going to be a fantastic season. So I honestly welcome that challenge of what flag he would have on the podium, to be honest. Because although maybe people won't like the fact that Nikita's getting a podium, just because of the things he's done in his personal life, seeing a Haas on the podium would be quite interesting and means that the season would have seriously been shaken up. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts in it. I like the Aston Martin with Alpine together more than this shit. Fair enough, fair enough. I wish that Aston Martin had been a bit more out there with theirs, because I would have liked it a bit more. But it is nice and understated and whatnot. But I do like the design on this. I think it looks alright. It just screams Mazepin, says Hammer. Yeah, mate. Yeah. The Russian flag will do that, won't it? Yeah. I guess you can see, there's funny people saying, like, they've literally got 2 sponsors. What was it? I need to get out the photo now. But yeah, someone said they literally got 2, maybe 3 sponsors on the car. Josh is here as well. Hello. Hi, Josh. Sorry, I haven't replied to your message. Hello. I don't like it. Do you like it? I think it's alright, mate. I think it's okay. But yeah, as I was saying, they've literally only got like 2 sponsors on the whole car. So you can see why, yeah, they really needed this Nikita Mazepin situation to bring the money in with the Ural Kali. But that also makes you think, how much money are they bringing in? I know Haas didn't have a crazy amount of sponsors anyway, but to give up like most of your sponsors for the driver must mean he was bringing in an insane amount of money, mustn't they? Because obviously Ural Kali, his dad's company, have now become the title sponsor. It's got to be absolutely eye-watering numbers. It's got to be mad. But yeah, quite funny to see to see that it's kind of just a Russian flag. But interesting. I like that there's like a more white car on the grid. We're seeing a lot of similar colours now, aren't we? Blue and white, I think is main. We got blue and white of the AlphaTauri. The what's it called? Alfa Romeo has white in it, obviously not blue. Then the Alpine had white and blue, didn't it? Now this has white and blue, and then Williams, I would assume, is probably going to have white and blue. That's 5 of the teams almost with white and blue. So it's getting a bit similar, isn't it? But there we are. Yeah, something I had said. Yeah, someone said in the live chat about Schumacher now having to race under the Russian flag. He's now a Russian. They've allowed it. He's just gonna have to start downing shots of vodka before all the races, and then he'll be an honorary Russian just fine. So I think what they could have done. Well, no, they couldn't have done it. It's not legal to do at the moment. But what could have been very cool if they hadn't been allowed to do it was something similar to, I can't remember the team. I think JSauce was actually making a video about it quite soon. I can't remember what team it was now, with the split livery. So they had it where they wanted to do 2 separate cars where they had 555 livery, which was like blue, and then another livery. Was it Benson Hedges maybe? No, I think they're yellow. Can't remember what it was now. It was like a red and white livery, and Lucky Strike. That's it. Lucky Strike. Lucky Strike and 444 having 2 separate cars with 2 separate liveries. You can't do that. But that kind of situation would have fitted so well for this as well. How cool would it have looked for? I know that obviously the Ural Kali is Russian and they kind of want the Russian branding. Okay, whatever. What if Nikita raced under that Russian colour branding, and then Mick had the same car, like the same design, but instead you swapped out the Russian colours for the German colours, so sort of the yellow, brown, and white. Those 2 racing alongside each other to like stipulate who's who very easily. I think that would look sick. But obviously they can't do that under the F1 rules, so that's fair enough. But that would look really cool. But yeah, we talked about the Russian flag being bad. I had a couple of notes down for this one because I mean I had a little bit more time to make a few things to speak about. Yeah, I'd spoken about how cool it would have been to have the split livery. But yeah, they would just say it's for the Ural Kali brand, wouldn't they? So, also, yeah, another thing I wanted to mention. On the side of the car, I hope you can see it from one of the photos. I did. I forgot to. Incredible. Look at this. The magic of editing. Well, kind of magic of editing. If I do this. Boom, you get different photos. Wow, look at that. Look at that. There you go. There's a couple more angles. But yeah, what I was going to say is, I think you can see it from that shot. I don't actually know. I think you can see it from one of the shots anyway. You'll be able to see it on the side of the car. On the side of the cockpit, I cannot remember what it's called. I'm not the most technically advanced Formula 1 person. But yeah, on the side of the cockpit, it's got like a small section that sort of jots out from the car. Obviously, it'll be for aerodynamicness. But you'll notice on the side of it, I don't think it's even in those photos. It's not in those photos. Right, it was in another photo I saw, where Haas have always had on that sort of bit that sticks out at the side, they've always had an American flag on the side. Obviously, they're a very American team, and it's always made sure to stand out. This year, there's no colour in it at all. It's just like whited out. It's obviously the American flag, but it's very small and whited out, so that all the colours of the Russian flag stand out over the American flag. So there you go. Gene Haas has sold out his nation for some sweet, sweet moolah. But no, it's okay. We'll allow it. It's fair enough. It's fair enough. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting that they've like decolored the American flag on the side. So as I said, kind of Gene Haas losing a bit of love with the sport, it seems. And then yeah, oh yes, of course. Final thing that I want to mention before I start going through my ranking of the car was the fact of there is no Rich Energy logos on that bleeding car. They have no Rich Energy sponsorship, which can only mean one thing. It's going to be on the Williams tomorrow. It has to be. Okay, no, it can only mean 3 things. First thing, most likely, it's on the Williams tomorrow. Because they've recently been sold to Dorilton Capital. Was it Dorrington Capital? Something like that. So they're obviously looking for money. It could easily be like Mates and Williams Story, who's then got him in. It makes sense. It could be the Williams. The other option would be he was just completely lying and he's not on any car. Or third option, he's on the Ferrari. But that, yeah, that would be really interesting. If we suddenly saw Rich Energy on the Ferrari. A Ferrari black, red and gold livery. Wow. No. Rich Energy aren't going to be a title sponsor. They said they wouldn't be a title sponsor. But they did say they'd be part of a car. And they'd be sponsoring a car. So you would have thought they would be on one of the cars. So it kind of has to be the Williams. So I'm excited to see that tomorrow, to see if Rich Energy are in fact on the Williams. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, I just thought that was a slightly crazy point that, Williams story, we still haven't seen him on a car. It was initially the Alfa Romeo that everyone thought it was going to be on, wasn't there at all. So we were like, okay, it must be the Haas then. It's not here. So okay, it must be the Williams then. What? Who's it going to be? Yeah, Hugh said Story is probably lying. Yeah, he's probably stretching the truth maybe a little bit. Maybe he's going to say, oh yeah, I'm sponsoring Haas, but the logo isn't quite on the car yet, or something like that. But yeah. How much of like a deity or like the second coming of Christ that Nikita Mazepin is on the racing scene. Like, I don't know what he's seeing in Nikita Mazepin. Like, I wouldn't say that he was a bad driver. He can be a bit of a hothead, but I wouldn't have said Nikita was a particularly bad driver. He's got good results, but he's not like some incredible, like, wow, world-renowned person that's coming up. He's won every championship that they've been through or something. Like, he hasn't. So he hasn't actually won a championship on the way there. I know Max Verstappen and people like that didn't do that, but yeah, just a point that he didn't actually win. He hasn't actually won anything. But the fact that he was saying like that Nikita's going to wipe the floor with Mick this year and everything, it'll be interesting to see if that does happen. Jesus Christ, people will be. Oh, Josh says he's had a sound cut. Let's hope not. Still says my Blue Yeti's working, so I think we should be good. Hopefully no one else is experiencing that. Oh, that was an interesting silent commentary. That is weird. My, the wire, I had wiring for my mic that had issues that would cut out. So I bought a new wire, and it's having the exact same issue. So I'm assuming then it must be my Blue Yeti, which is very, very annoying. But there we are. Final thing I wanted to mention was obviously to do with Rich Energy, and the fact it's not there. So there we go. Oh my godness, there's a man with a blue, well, not a blue tick, with a grey tick. YouTube is a bit odd. But there's a man with a tick in the chat. Hello, Mr. Tomo. How are you doing today, my good sir? Kind of a little bit. There wasn't really a stream for Haas, was there? So I've kind of had to do it a bit randomly, mate. But welcome. How are you doing today, my good friend? That was kind of my final point to speak about the car. Anyway, was the Rich Energy sponsorship. Hopefully, I do kind of hope we're going to see it tomorrow because I love that man being in the sport. Like, he's just a massive twat, but I love him being there. He just makes it so much more fun. So I hope he is on the Williams car, but we'll have to wait and see. Right, let's finally get around to doing my ranking of this car. So if you haven't been on one of my livery ranking streams yet for 2021, that's okay. I welcome you to the channel, and I would hope that you are enjoying yourself and that you subscribe below because it would mean a lot to me. So if you haven't seen one of these before, I rank all of the liveries out of 50, and I do so by having 5 different rankings, each out of 10. Obviously, they add up to the big 50. So, my 5 categories that I'm going to talk about for the car are the use of colour, the sponsor logo placement, the overall style and aesthetic of the car, the on-track presence that it's going to have, whether it stands out, whether it looks nice and mean on track, and then afterwards, the race suits and the team wear. I'm not sure we've seen any for this year. Actually, didn't they do they did a seat fit. However, I think they were in their 2019 overalls, because I think they were the dark ones. Will they have, I guess because they've got, the car is mainly white, blue and red, but then they have got black on it, obviously. Well, obviously the tyres. Obviously the tyres are still black. And then, I don't know the technical words for the car. Like, the underneath. The underneath bit. The floor, of course, the floor. The floor is black. And the sort of end of the front wing is black as well. So, to be honest, with all white car, I would assume that they would do black, overalls with it as well. Let's get up, I'm just going to go on Haas's page just for a second. See if they've, because they've had the seat fitting. Obviously, that's not the, that's definitely the old suits with the red, black, and the white. So maybe they'll change. But we haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go off assuming that they'll be black and white. and kind of last year's team wear. They always look relatively nice, but it's just going to be, isn't it really? It's just going to be a fat Ural Kali logo across the front, isn't it really? Like, Nikita had, Formula 2, had that university, didn't it? The Moscow University. He had Moscow University across the front, so maybe we'll see that. But I mean, I would assume Formula 1 now, Ural Kali is probably going to be the one. Stories and attention, bitch. he really is. It's a good way to put it. He really is an attention-loving whore. But we kind of love him for it. I kind of love him for it. I've just been kind of memeing, calling William's story now because I know he never picks up anymore. I called him last night and he didn't pick up. I guess we could try calling him again on stream. I could ask him if he does pick up. I could ask him how come his livery isn't on the Haas car. Let's give him a call. He's definitely not going to pick up. Last time I called him, his phone was off. So let's see.
Mobile phone you've called is switched off. Please
Still
try
switched
again
off.
later.
Why the fuck is it switched off? Maybe because he doesn't want to deal with press people being like, you said your livery's going to be on a car, but it's not. So there you go. I tried at least for you guys. I'll try again at some point. But right, okay. I'm gonna go through my thoughts on the car. I'm gonna give my rankings. Right, so let's have a go. So, starting off, the use of colour on the car is probably my favourite thing about it. The colour scheme is very nice. The Russian colours, the red, white and blue. I almost thought I got the colours wrong. Yeah, the red, white and blue look very, very nice. And how they've mixed in with the sponsors as well, keeping the sponsors red, white and blue, and then, well, with some black as well, but that fits in with the car as well. So, really like that. So the use of colour, I would say they've done very nicely there. Nothing incredible, but it does stand out. It does look nice. I'm going to go with a 7.5 on the colour. Yeah, it's just good. It's just good. Yeah, nice colour. Fine, good. What if I give them for other ones? Alpine I gave 9, Mercedes I gave 7. Okay, maybe I should be a bit nicer than actually than a 7.5. We'll go with an 8. We'll be nice. We'll go with an 8. Then the sponsor logo placement. We've got the fatty boy Haas logo on the side. I prefer the Haas logo placement to last year and how it mixes in with the red on the bottom. Very nice. Generally though, the Ural Kali looks really good, especially in the blue and the red, with how that then fits in with the blue and red design at the rear. Looking really good. Then the one-on-one, or one-and-one even, sponsorship on the sides and the rear wing end plate, and on the front wing as well. So quite a big sponsor. They are probably another one owned by some Russian man. But overall, yeah, they've been placed pretty nicely. I do like where the Ural Kali has been put, and the one-on-one, and I like that they fitted in with the colours as well. So overall, they've done a pretty good job, I'd say, on the sponsor logo placement. They're not too much. They haven't just shoved it everywhere, but they've been pretty nice and respectful with it. So I think I'll go with the same. I think I'll go with an 8, again, on sponsor logo placement. This one's like relatively in the middle of the ballpark, so I think it's going to get quite a high score on my list. Now, okay, I'll do the race suits and teamwear first, because we don't really know what they're going to look like. So I reckon we're going to go midway ballpark, just because we kind of know what his suit looked last year with the sponsors, and we know what the Haas suit kind of looked like last year with the sponsors, so it's probably going to be relatively similar to that. Quite inoffensive, and if it has some nice red and blue on it, it should look good. So I'll pop it as a 7 there, just because we think it's probably going to be decent. Then overall, the styling, I like it. I like the styling. I think they could have been more crazy with it, but I relatively like that it's understated. And it does look cool from the front, but the red, white, and blue, on the wing looks a little bit gimmicky. Yeah, I get it, and yeah, it's a cool addition, but it's not quite the one for me, I would say. Not quite the one. So, I don't know what to give it on overall style. Just because honestly, I don't want to rank this super duper uber high because it's not super duper uber high in my books, but it's still like nice. It's overall good. So, what do we reckon on style? Like a 7.5 I'm going to go with. Could have been more crazy, but overall I did a solid job on there. Honestly, solid job. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. So then finally, on-track presence. I think that's really where this one's going to be let down. White never is particularly like, whoa, oh my god. Is it? With white, it obviously stands out being white, but then kind of blends in being white at the same time. Kind of like the Williams at the back. we're expecting to see white at the back now, aren't we, with Williams? So I guess kind of Haas have carried that on, because I'm assuming they're probably going to be at the back this year, even behind Williams, I would have said. So on-track presence, not particularly amazing, but like fine. Yeah, fine. I gave Aston Martin 5 for on-track presence. That was really mean. I'm going to do a video, if you guys don't know, next Friday, where I go through all my rankings, and then I do kind of revised rankings of what I really think. Now I've looked at them all. But yeah, so on-track presence is good, but not amazing. I'm going to go with a 6.5, I think, for on-track presence. Like, good, but fine. Like, okay. That's got a decent score. I'm quite nervous that might be my highest ranking one. Let's see. 8, 16, 23.5, 24, 37 out of 50. I think that's my highest rated one. It is indeed. 37 is my highest rated one. So apparently, according to my ranking system, I think it's the best, but I don't. I really don't. So this is why I'm going to do my revised ranking system. But there you go. Overall, I think the car is good. I like what they've done with it. Okay, I'm going to stipulate again. Looking at the livery, nice design, nice colours, overall fine. However, the connotations that it has behind it of the oligarch money being brought in, no sponsors really wanting to like be with them, kind of just being their own Russian team with a fuckload of money. That's what I don't like about it. So overall, I think it looks fine, but I would prefer if it was even the Rich Energy car, to be honest. Their money's probably a little bit more. What would be the word? Not illegal than than the Russian one, but there we are. Speedy, you're incredible. I just became your 100th subscriber on your second channel. You're a bloody legend, Speedy. You're a guy. You're a real man. I need to upload some more on that. Yeah, I've been putting off doing... I need to do some podcast clips for old podcast and then uploading a couple of my TikToks that I haven't uploaded either. So yeah. Yeah, Amnar says, yeah, overall... Yeah, 5 going to disappear. Yeah, it's going to get forgotten about. On-track presence really isn't there for this Haas. It is probably going to get left at the back. Yeah, 6.5, Johnny. I respect that. I respect that. Like, yeah, it's fine in there. It's fine in the middle. Solid car. All right. Josh, love from China. Thank you, Josh. Big love back to China, mate. Big love back. What did you think of the Aston Martin? Says Omar. Omar, overall, I liked it. But if you're gonna want to see my full thoughts on it, if you click down on my channel below, you can see yesterday's stream of me chatting all about it and giving all my thoughts and opinions. So yeah, go and have a look. But overall, pretty good. Like, fine, pretty good. I just wished I hadn't had the pink really, but there we are. Yeah, Space Giraffe. All the sponsors left. Lol. Yeah, they kind of did, didn't they? They kind of yeeted out when they knew Matt Spin was coming in. And he's not really the best to have for the PR people, are they? And yeah, honestly, I feel very, very bad for the admin of the Haas F1 social media pages. He's going to get absolutely dicked, isn't he? Yeah, poor lad. This season's not going to be the most fun for him, but there we are. Second channel, I'm your 101 subscriber. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's just where we post random shit. I'll also have a video up on the second channel relatively soon of me putting up all the stuff behind on the wall. If you haven't seen on my Instagram, I think I put it on my Twitter now as well. On my Instagram or Twitter, I'm doing a little thing, not a competition, but I want you all to get involved. If you go over to my Instagram, you can find all about it. You need to send an email to this email that I've got in the post. You can do anything. If you just send me a... like fan mail, like text or anything, fan photos, like drawings and stuff, a photo of you at a racetrack, a photo of your favourite car, like anything, really. I just need a photo. You're going to get an A4 sheet with your photo and your name on, and it will go behind me on that wall. So I'm going to make a little vlog of me kind of putting them all together and putting them up on the wall behind me at some point, I think end of this week, next week kind of time, and then you'll be able to see that. And then not this week's video, but from next week's video, they should be up on the wall behind me. So you guys will be properly integrated into the Moto Meerkat videos. Because some of you, well, if you put yourself forward, you will even be able to see your own face on the wall behind me. How incredible. But yeah. Josh Selway. What have you said? Oh no, sorry, Jake Hudson was above you. A true American livery. Really, yeah, mate. A true American livery. They've got the small American flag on the side, and that's it now. Proper American team. Living the American dream, really, yeah, really. Josh Selway, more of a Russian. Please shout me out. Josh Selway Racing, big shout out to you, mate. There you go. Kvyat back of F1 as Alpine reserve driver. Indeed, yeah, no one expected that, did they? they've snapped up Kvyat as a reserve driver at Renault. I guess they didn't really have any other choice. All their Renault kind of young drivers are in lower series still, aren't they, really? So it kind of made sense. I like that, but I don't think he's going to... There's not really the space for him to move up into a team at the moment anyway, especially not that Renault team. So I think he's probably going to more stay as a reserve driver for Alpine and then kind of wither back away into the background. Paul Kvyat. I didn't know you had a second channel. Here comes a sub. Well, it's in the description of all my videos, guys. So all my links are in the description to all social medias and my second account and everything. So make sure you go on the description, check out anything you're not following me on. Make sure you go do that. But yeah. Yeah, Omar, I'm giving this 4.5 out of 10, I'm assuming that is. Maybe 5. It looks good, but the Russian vibe is pretty obvious for me, and that throws me off. Exactly. Like, the livery itself is fine, but the connotations that it has with Russia and with all this dirty money that's coming in, maybe isn't the one. Yeah, no rich energy. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. No rich energy. Maybe we'll see that on the Williams tomorrow, but we'll have to wait and see. Or Story's just chatting out his arse. One or the two, probably the second one. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the number of engine covers that look like retro classic F1 cars. I like it. I do like the retro look that they've gone with the numbering there. I like it. So overall, yeah, as we say, I like this car. It's a good one, but yeah, it's a bit problematic, isn't it? But there we go. I don't like to use that word. It's a bit of a word. But yeah, it is a little bit. But there we go. That's probably going to be all my kind of takes on this new Haas proper American livery for 2021. The VF21. I hope you've all enjoyed. Oh no, Formula Jason, you just said hi. You've just jumped in, mate. I'm just finishing. I'm so sorry. You've missed it. Oh, Speedy said, why did my message get deleted? I haven't done that, mate, and I haven't seen any mods in here, so I don't know. I don't know. It's sometimes if you say something, then YouTube automatically might take it out, I think. I don't know, but I don't know, mate. But yeah, that's about it from me today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you have, again, be sure to drop a like on it. Do really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. Lots of content coming soon. I need to make my video for tomorrow, today. So that's going to be, I think, motorsport movie tier list. Tomorrow, I'm going to try and do that. But there's a couple of movies I want to talk about in it that I haven't quite seen, like, properly yet. So I'm going to need to look at some clips and stuff and give, yeah, my opinions on that. But that should be out tomorrow. Make sure you look out for that. Hope you do enjoy it. Recording the podcast with F1 Addict this weekend. Again, that I had to re-record because I forgot to press record last time. But we'll forget about that. That should be out next week as well. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you all so much for jumping on this Moto Meerkat stream today. And I will see all of you Meerkats later. Goodbye, guys. See you later.